Durant mold.
He's shown he can hit that shot too at the end of the game to win.
Yeah, I've seen it. He did it. I went to I think it was the second season. I went to a Lakers-Sixers game, and he beat us on the game winner. I mean, he's been doing it since he stepped into the league. He's got ice in his veins for sure. So yeah, they're a good team. They're definitely right up there. Health is a big thing with them too. Like Zion starting the year hurt. We'll see how many games he plays, and we always talked about like that guy is built to break.
Oh, is he? Yeah, he's not going
to. Is he? Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know he was.
Yeah. I thought you meant on the built to break. I was like, yeah.
I mean, dude, I would be watching. I remember when he first came on, like I was watching all those crappy games, like in the very beginning of the season when it's like when we played Michigan State. So it's like I got hyped up and stuff, and then like I'd watch like with him, I'd watch like the Citadel game and those random games, and like against like Army and stuff. We'd be up by 40, and he'd be doing like triple backwards windmills and just like landing super hard on his legs. It's just like, God, this is. I get it. Like, and maybe if you actually look with how much he's making off endorsements and stuff, who's to say? We have no. He might just get to have a whole NBA career's worth of money in like 3 years. And
yeah, it could happen. But I mean, yeah, how many guys get their own freaking brand with Nike?
Yeah, we're thin. We are thin at the fourth spot. We are thin at the fourth spot without Zion. Like Najee Marshall, and they have Josh Hart listed behind Brandon Ingram as like so technically the third string forward.
That's funny. I mean, he's a guy that you again. I love Nova, but
they're just going to go all in on going super slow. Valanciunas, Jackson Hayes, Willie Hernangomez.
Yeah. I mean, Hart at this point in his career, yeah, he's a smart player. You can absolutely like insert him, get solid 15, 20 minutes a night out of him. Yeah, like it's just a lot.
Before the reality of the Zion thing always being injured sporadically throughout every season he plays.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's going to happen. And then also what happens if Graham gets hurt? He's not a big guy. Like,
very true. And that usage, the NBA usage wearing on you, how effective is he going to be? That's a very good point as well.
So, but again, we're assuming health in all of this, which isn't realistic, but it's the only way we can do it.
Both of those guys segue into the next two segments, the highest impact offseason move and breakout players. So I actually have those two Pelicans make the two lists for me, but starting with Devontae Graham. I think if you just completely change that style, it's much better than continuing to travel down whatever road you're on as the Pelicans and whatever haywire, like high wire, whatever act you're doing. I don't even know what it is. I honestly don't know what it was. We're just going to play as fast as humanly possible and hope that can win a chance. I mean, I don't know what it is. That makes no sense. Chaos doesn't win.
No.
And then I have my other two, and then you go for highest impact. I have Davion Mitchell. I am immense. I mean, we talk about it again and again. The guy is a pure winner more than anything else. I think the best way to describe that guy, I've said it before, when they were preparing for this postseason run where they just won the NCAA Final Four, he was asked in an interview with I think Field of 68 network or whatever, like, what are you most excited about for this championship run? And he had already, while the postseason got canceled the year before when Baylor was set to make a huge run, he was a freshman at Auburn when they made the deep run with Jared Harper and Bruce Brown in them. And his response was, I'm most excited for Maceo Teague to get a chance to play because he came from like UNC Asheville or something and he like hadn't got a chance to go. So he was like, I'm most excited for the one guy on our team that like hasn't been to the tournament yet to go. Who has the wherewithal during an interview for that kind of response? It wasn't some scripted thing. It was like a genuine, honest answer. But
he's a different breed.
He completely took over that final game, him and Jared Butler.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and that speaking of, I mean, they didn't do a lot in the preseason either. But watching again. That's why we have the Jazz pretty high in our top 6 because to get Butler and Teague, I mean,
awesome. Yeah. They're so deep with just fun pieces and talent. I love them. The Jazz are so much fun, and they're
gonna put 10 guys out all year that are 10 guys that would be able to play for 90% of the teams in the league.
the equivalent of those ones with of like the Knicks and the Sixers in the West for me are like the Jazz, because with all the movement and stuff, nobody wants to run around and chase people around the regular season all the time.
I mean, that's why they do what they did last year, and
Yeah.
they play defense. I mean, teams that play defense in the regular season, they get more wins.
And
Again, Chicago will probably do that as well.
And obviously the Lakers, because nobody's going to want to deal with Westbrook driving, dealing with Anthony Davis, dealing with LeBron.
Size kills in the regular season.
Yeah.
That's why Milwaukee's been as good as Milwaukee's been.
Last is for me is Lonzo, because I think the combo of him and Levine is unbelievably intriguing, and I've had the sneaky suspicion forever that somehow Lonzo's going to win championship. I don't know how, I don't know when. He's just going to do it. Give me your 3 highest impact offseason players.
Number 1, I mean, it's a little funny because it's the Wizards, but I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie, if he's healthy, which I hope he is again, assuming health, him and Bradley Beal is a pretty sweet backcourt. I mean, that guy is the starting point guard. He hasn't gotten a lot of opportunity to be the starting point guard. I'm a big Spencer guy.
He's a killer.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. End the game guy. No question about it.
That team has 0 front court, but he still will be in a high impact. I agree, but that team has no front court. I don't know what they do.
Yes. Yeah, true. Number 2 for me is going to be, a lot of it is going to be because of the team they had last year, but Russell Westbrook inserted into that backcourt. I mean, he's so much better than what they had. He's a fighter. He's a leader. Just him, AD, and I mean, just him and LeBron. Those are 2 mentalities. Who wants to go up against that for?
I think it'll be interesting to watch him turn into a second fiddle for the first time in his career, because if he went there, he de facto knows he's going second fiddle, unless they had some conversation where LeBron was like, I'm taking a backseat in my career. I can never see LeBron ever doing that. The man had the decision.
This will also, as much as we like to make fun of Bronny, this will also prove his greatness if he can hoist Russell to a championship. You can't deny that. I would have to shut up. You can't deny that.
I would have to. I mean, I don't rip on him as bad. He is an amazing basketball player. He's one of a kind. He completely changes everything. I just don't like him as a person, but that has nothing to do. You're right. If he can, that would be such a notch on the belt to have taken Kyrie and Russell to championships, like the flat earther and like Michael Jackson reincarnated.
Two of the most hard-headed. I mean, they're both obviously, we know their talent levels, but they're tough to win with. And to do it with both of them would be something.
I mean, just that shot though by Kyrie, just that shot. Okay.
He's a different breed.
What's number 3?
Number 3 is I have 2 number 3s because one of them doesn't really count. Just because it's the Bulls, just all encompassed. I mean, I love all 3 of the signings in Ball, Caruso, and DeRozan. I really think that. I mean, they have the best guards in the NBA.
We're talking about Alex Caruso, the same guy.
I mean, we are talking about Alex Caruso, the same guy, but you can't deny he's a great guard off the bench. Like, no?
Great? Like, serviceable?
He's a good guard off the bench. Yeah, maybe he got too much hype because he was with
what you want him to do, but like, did you notice whenever he got like the open shots and shit when they would leave him open on the Lakers and shit? Didn't hit him. He's like, he'll pass the ball well, like swinging it around the edge of the arc. He's good at that.
Yeah. Then I guess it's mainly Lonzo Ball, and then the icing on the cake is Caruso and DeRozan. I don't even like DeRozan that much either, but I'm high on Lonzo Ball as well, and those 2 are just icing on the cake on top of that Lonzo cake.
I would have tried to just like go for one player that could shoot it better out of like everything they got. Just like bundle it all into something that can shoot like at a high level. Although what you said and the way they're going to spread it, I guess you're going to ask a lot of offensive rebounding and dirty work and stuff out of DeRozan. They're going to ask him to be the Andre Iguodala. They have to be, right?
I mean, yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yep. He's gonna have to do some of everything. I would think he got experience on the Spurs and doing all that, but
Oh, the fun time on the Spurs.
Yeah.
At least he's going to a team that has some direction and purpose and knows what they're doing.
Yeah, Spurs for the last few years. I'm shocked Pop is still there. I don't know how he's. That guy just loves basketball, I guess.
He reminds me of, I don't know.
He reminds me of that rec basketball coach that coaches once his son is no longer in the league anymore. He just stays the coach and coaches until basically he has grandchildren and has something else to do. Even though Pop does have grandchildren and something else to do and lots of money, but he's that guy. He just loves basketball. He's
a workaholic for sure too.
Yeah.
He's he's
that he's a West Point guy, isn't he?
Oh, because he's had so much turmoil.
I know he's a military guy. I just said West Point because I feel like Belichick's West Point guy. I just say West Point guy, but he's a military. He's got a military background.
Oh, shove that pain down. The pain he's dealt with in his life, shove it down and replace it with hard work, grit. Yeah, I dig it. That's definitely Pop. I love Pop. Good shit.
Best coach of all time.
Breakout player. Just to string it back, and I'll do mine quick. We're getting lengthy. We're at 39 minutes.
I thought you already did your breakout players.
I just did Brandon Ingram. No, those are my highest impact.
Breakout.
I think people that are going to ascend to the next level, Brandon Ingram, I think it's the first one. He's the one with the best prime position this year to take the next step. Okay, and then I think you can pick I like Quickly. I like Grayson Allen stepping onto the Bucks. If he steps into the starting lineup, that's fantastic. I think he's a better player than Dante DiVincenzo, and he should be in the starting lineup. Not going to be asked to do a ton. Play good defense, man. He can play good defense. That Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen backcourt, or DiVincenzo and Drew.
I would agree. Actually, I mean, I watched a lot of DiVincenzo. I like DiVincenzo. He's a nice player, but I don't think he's more than a backup in the NBA. I think Grayson Allen has the chance to be a starter. I think he might just be a backup too, but I think he has a better chance to be a starter than DiVincenzo. And he can just do more things. He's got better size. Grayson Allen's
the right situation. He can be a knockdown.
If DiVincenzo was his size, we'd be saying differently. But DiVincenzo, unfortunately, I think he's 6'1", 6'2" at best.
Grayson Allen also has stones. If you remember when he came in as a freshman, that championship, he came in. He was the spark that ignited us when we were down double digits to Wisconsin in the second half. It was Grayson Allen's hustle. He's very athletic for who he is and everything. What are yours?
Oh, he's one of the most athletic white boys we've ever seen. I mean, he threw down some nice dunks as a freshman.
Yeah,
he was fun to watch.
And he just got it all messed up in the head. He's a good player. To be hated that much, you got to be good. To be hated that much. Give me your three. Quickly, I don't even want to talk about because I don't have great rationale for it other than that I love him and he's a killer.
I mean, no, those are all good ones. MPJ obviously was used to breakout guy last year. I mean, he'll probably break out even more this year. Honestly, another guy on that team, Aaron Gordon, playing next to Jokic. I mean, there's no reason he can't.
It's beautiful.
It really is, especially now that Gordon has a 3-point shot. I mean,
give me Jamal Murray and a 3-and-D. Give me Jamal Murray, a 3-and-D, and we got a championship.
It's a shame they had to get rid of Harris, although he was hurt all the time. He was hurt, but